you see the pair that got hauled into time? Did you see that? Tell me.
What do you make of them skies then?
Ill ominous one.
How may I help you today, Clive? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces, now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Is a storm coming soon?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, you will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have a few new notes that might interest you. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Kashik out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and Erla.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, which means there's only 2 people who care.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Sid. Oh, your new companion appears Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and gil.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place, but the fact is, I have more immediate
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits, which I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the desert.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. It's these accursed skies, or an entire city for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. Perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will... It may still be possible. Before
And that would be?
to pool our resources.
When all that fear and anger can be directed.
It appears we have a plan of... Victor, pay Conrad...
As you wish.
You're fit. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talk.
Play along.
What he means to say...
Picture it, Conrad. Ah, here she is. Conrad. May I introduce you to Jane?
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canberra.
Victor says you told him no, that there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. You know of the 7 high houses. Granted, we have a few boys left.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than that a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of...
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the... And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not...
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something. Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of...
Lord
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our...
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty...
Indeed, certainly, that the nobles in the capital are buying up the city. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellic... Which means that now, if our humble town is to endure not only this hardship...
All right, if it will help to protect my home. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive.
She saw right through it.
No, I didn't say it was good. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully, except with time, they may even learn to...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was...
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert.
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil...
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats, but...
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
The women folk have come to buck us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Nice try.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting.
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad.
We all saved them.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that visit.
The plan, granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits.
Calm now, Victor. Why? We are united. As for you, Sid, you fight.
I'll take that as a compliment.
So, where did you learn to... The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
Mummy. The gentlemen of the town guard are strapped.
Good girl.
Yeah!
Time to fight. Time to fight.
Forsaken soul, eh? Only those who have nothing. Show empty your pockets. Let's have that fun! To me, please! Let's try. Take! Nice try.
A deserter turned outlaw.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Come on.
Yeah!
No more vengeance.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Martha. It's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Akashic. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. There were hundreds of them. The rest are still down there now.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. Let the men know you've come to help.
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
It's over. Farewell. Stay down. Awaken. Help me, boy. You lose.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the whole...
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift. But they got wounded with them!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here.
I will. You two be safe now.
Mad dogs. Beloved.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the... But what about... I didn't ask, sir.
So, Wade.
Lord Rossfield.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help, and by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them, but we didn't know there would be so many.
Behind you!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly... Are you with us, Sir Wade?
All.
Then let's do our duty. It's over!
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down East Pool way.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for East Pool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
Just patch me up as quick as you...
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Nice try. Help me, boy. Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, Sir Wade. Shall we? see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, it's not a matter of if the Horde will be back. The inn here affords a good view of the land.
What do you say, Martha?
Well, when you put it like that...
My lord, there's... Oscar? It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I am Oscar.
Murdoch. I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had...
Oh, he didn't. Well, go on, then. Yes, so... If it please you, my Lord Marquis, I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm a shield no longer. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for...
My Aunt Hannah once told me, you have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of... And I would sooner serve under an honorable... not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... It's all right. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once.
I would not have it any other way.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Here you are. Come again. I may have more. For ya.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts from...
I saw it with my own eyes.
I can't do it.
My lord!
We received the Dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. They've taken so many.
Akashic, but...
Artemis, and what of your mistress?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on.
Then we'll look for her there.
Four left for more on the captain's orders.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days! What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your... and protect them, I shall. Because they are my charges. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sister. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered. Or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here.
What we have left is our lives!
Not if we don't have to. Look,
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with her.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly.
It was a noble effort. But I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak. And perhaps they did.
You're a pikeman, yes?
I've got family and more. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow.
Leave that to us.
But my family...
Don't leave me, Pa.
It's all right.
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? They came out of nowhere.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme.
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be. Now, we should head for more.
I assume you have a plan?
It was all they could do to escape. Let's go. Faster!
Clive, look.
I see them. With me.
Stay down.
Should I try?
Save your strength. Too slow.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the... not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever... Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones that...
And...
Now, if you don't mind.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of... But it has solved one.
Our friends seem to have the... It's under control. Philip.
Pardon me, but would you have that well-notched steel and impressive physique? Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those formidable...
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, and I require a rugged companion, should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material well, will you ever party to a finer proposition?
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis road. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Wait. I'd better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
I see you've been of some...
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and now Joseph's a sellsword.
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road? Joseph's lived a hard life.
Can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around.
What's happened? The guards are the gate.
you have any fresh water?
Now I just need to see about getting to work.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so
What exactly are you celebrating?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire.
So I've heard.
Oh. So you know of it, then? A gentleman who might sympathize of mine? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine?
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it. You won't need to go far. There's Aldrich, the porter, free of the finest fellow. Stop by again when you...
I'll be right back.
Has this wine turned? Or is it must?
Who needs a porto when there's nowhere left to go?
I've been asked to find Aldrich.
That's me right enough.
The innkeeper sent me.
A 66? If he's just got hold of it now.
From the Empire to Boklad.
Such is the porter's lot. It's Oriflamme one day. The farther you're willing to go, I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty.
Please. A piece of fruit.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well.
Wine and ham to spare. Boklad clearly isn't suffering, then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. We get meat from San Brec, or rather we did, till not so long ago. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Bet.
You'll buy something, won't you? Please.
You've raised the price. Again.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rev.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now.
You must be a busy man.
No one's making for the refugee camps anymore. Meaning, they linger here instead. What gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor. Some days you can't help but wonder what the world's coming to. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
I haven't sold anything in days.
These pears are...
Do you have any fresh water?
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together, and the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch. And then there's Milan. Those three are the backbone of Boklad. And without the market...
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Right. I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known... Oh...
A Gotan 60 bloody... A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows.
Here they are, the three pillars of The woes of the world may be monstrous in many.
Never a truer word spoken.
you'd give for a hot
When are they gonna let us through?
What do you want?
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here?
Now you mention it.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Back it off down the road, I expect. No.
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's coming.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. More importantly, we have arrived. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them. With very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt. Come, good sir.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks, those ones.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them.
Shush now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you. Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here? I think we've found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to...
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market, because our thieves had no interest in gold. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area and the mystery. I launched myself at them, full of the others. They They stole because it was that or starvation.
So you spared them?
These goblins aren't native to the area, and once they've learned to hunt and forage...
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here, Brand.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not... All right then. Who's first? You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in reaching for their holy sanctum did man. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward. History awaits.
Himself into trouble this time. Well done, Tom. Too slow. Fire and slay! Nice try. Still in one piece?
It would seem so. And once more, you impress me. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been... Alas, all is mere
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death...
Glad to help, but... Didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat... And so I came upon the idea...
That's what this was all about?
I am afraid so.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
And so ends a delightful day.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He's
a good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, thank you for putting my mind at ease.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Was wondering when you turn up at ours from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for Mother Crystals. The nations are still in chaos.
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements.
about you, Clive?
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit, but they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. It is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua!
Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, Bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid.
I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. They were in the atrium when I left.
Seems the hideaway's lost its
blasted. Here, you put me in this situation, Clyde.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing. Thank you. Remember Ivan's stew? So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen.
I've never been one to play favorites. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries.
Wow. That's a question for a scholar. Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harper, and if he does...
You do that. Lest we forget.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, Valisthea, the young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew.
That's actually why I'm here.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next on the menu. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern.
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have, I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern.
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life.
Meaning that if I find one...
Best of luck, Clive, and do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
What do I owe the honor? What do you want? Should last you a good while. Anything else?
What am I gonna...
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble.
It's all right.
Forker saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that, but she'd never do business with baddies. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she'd never give your tongue a lashing, though.
Don't worry.
Oh, you'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as...
You're doing good trade, then? But...
Can't complain. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care.
Just asking. Out of interest. All right.
Oh, are you?
I didn't exactly hear first. All I know is that someone in Dalamil has been spreading word to that.
And what? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of, but that woman is no more.
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No. I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted...
Oh, well, I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say
No, but people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader,
He said they were all talking about her in Dalimit, so that's where I'm going.
Are you sure that's wise?
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, is...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me? What do you reckon we should do? I say...
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales.
No. Of course it isn't.
Well...
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We just
like Miss Mididol showed up.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her
because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way I see how something worked...
Well then, your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough.
Speak for yourself.
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your... So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Every piece has its own role to play. If even one of them is missing, you already know one of the pieces. The bot... This is called the arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you?
I'll think about it.
Hold things.
Good thinking. These round parts are called the pans.
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchen. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. But what if I wanted to weigh...
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold... This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel.
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her inventions.
That's right. They're very useful when...
I remember the arm moved. When I tried weighing an apple.
Not my fault.
We know what part's supposed to move, so let's put the pieces together first.
Not a bad idea. So...
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body.
And the arms go on the body, and then the arms hold the pans.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who...
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hair.
Her hairs.
Yeah. Hairs for the future.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley.
You hear that?
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey!
You don't think Sid forgot?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his... It seems the hideaway is...
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't, although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. She'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. To anyone else, it would be an opportunity. timid, but that should come as no surprise.
Which explains her... She's working to give them a better life.
Oh, you've given them far more than that.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
Rutherford. Where would he be at Martha's Rest?
It's like a dream, the four of us out walking.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentleman of the town guards.
Could be I know something.
I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's like I said. Says the more swords and the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Well, unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at...
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks.
Good question.
And I'll visit this storehouse.
All right, but be careful.
You too, Goots.
You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it?
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
Die a slow death? Or a quick one? Boys?
Leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen. Enough!
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he only wanted that bull of a manservant. You weren't even supposed to be here.
What were you going to do to...
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in... Then you turned up. Well, go on then.
You know... I need to find Goods.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty painted lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough, for they are not lies. Every last word is true.
Lord!
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy... Goots, was it? Only with your employer. Run along now. You...
No. I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't hurt her. Or I'll kill you, mister!
Goots!
Enough!
But how did you...
Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shitter ran afoul of in me fet, though it was just Bogan. I thought the years might have taught you. What was it we called you? Wet legs.
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots!
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through...
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye? Wise words, that. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep...
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It isn't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox, so took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goot. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got on, but... What if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then, but something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it all right. Let's get you back to...
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
My lord Marquis, is that you? It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right.
I am here at Martha's Rest, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm. And what I have learned is grim. The subsequent darkening of the heaven. The gears of governance have ground. The realm threatens to drift into utter. Your lord uncle, however...
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the Seven.
Alas.
I have lost contact with... They are both able-bodied and trained in the...
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to invest...
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy?
The gentleman of the town guard is back.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the...
I already told you.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit.
Please! These men are trying to rob...
I'll deal with this.
Thank
you. That one's master, then? If you'd kindly...
Or you can go back to your garret.
Oh, you're... He hasn't had many...
Much has changed in the Republican Army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but his men confiscated my effects and locked me.
The captain is no more. And his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free.
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's, if he was bound for Oriflamme. There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Rest.
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since... Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? I was on my way back from the old capital when I...
Bandits.
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach.
Thank you. I shall.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to tell me twice.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the Duke.
It's just Clive, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. There are few hands left to work the fields, and the market stalls are nearly bare. And when I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of
Rockford, if you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention.
I shall return to Northreach right away, but allow me to thank you first.
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been
To the meadows, then.
That's what we can.
We're not alone.
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot.
Have care.
Must be our way then. Right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. I see you're still...
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders. Speaking of which, Iris...
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim. Storm is in crisis, and we must work together.
As it is mine.
Seems the hideaway's lost its... So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever.
And what precisely will I be cooking up?
Blueback wyvern liver.
Ah, wyvern liver. Now then, you stay right where you are. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption.
And rightly so.
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust. It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and sense.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense.
Decent. It's remarked, Sid. Might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women?
I'll give it some thought.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the...
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you up. You've always been me right eye, Goot, and I'd have you stay that way. So don't...
Well, I will. If you ever need help out...
Why, you big low... Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way, he'll need to start looking out for himself. Till then, he'll need people.
Of course.
Stop it. I don't go thinking that'll do...
Did you see that?
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it. The Echoes have a will of their own. Stay down!
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Let's go. Thanks, girl.
Yeah!
Be safe. You're injured. What happened here?
The ether flood. It swallowed our camp. My own men did this. There's a village not far from it. It's only a matter of time. We can't let those...
I'll go.
Thank you.
Rest well, Sol. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Good. I got here in time.
Fire and flank!
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting.
Taken care of.
Another survivor.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Tabor is safe thanks to you. You seem familiar.
You must have me confused with someone else.
Son of a whore. I was there! In Kosnis when you killed my brothers.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over.
And what of my ill will?
Fine.
For Taisha!
You're in no fit state to fight.
And this should be easy for you.
For what? The sins of your master.
No. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You were...
And like you or anyone else?
I am nothing like you. Just know that I will find you.
Ready, girl? Fly, Ambrosia.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
I can walk from here. Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canberra. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yode.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches.
You! Finally. No one was paying me this.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every...
The university?
A specialist in ancient culture. In my heyday, no, the answers I seek lying just beyond. Would you do an old man a kind?
Climb the stairs.
And memorize a few inscriptions for some courteous soul. Three of them, to be precise. One each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those namely...
I can't promise I'll remember everything.
Remember what you can. Yeah.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor.
Decent quarry's been hard to find since the sky's turned.
It hasn't been. What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Not a scratch on them.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes.
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
Thank you for the deal, leg, mister.
The engravings were in good repair, considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have... Oh, come, don't tease. Let's start with...
Guardians of the... I'm pretty sure that...
Fascinating. But whatever could have driven the guard... the engraving...
Voyages of...
Seafarer.
I'm growing less certain, but... Wonders of the Golden Planet. Or... I think that would...
No doubt you're right. This is proving most...
Children of the Hunter.
Son?
I could have sworn it was some... Children of the... That's all three.
And so, 3 engravings. Guardians of the Mother Crystal? Little wonder it was so difficult to... Nonetheless...
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha!
Careful how you pack that leather. Any crystals scratched will bring down the price.
Welcome, welcome. Come again.
Opportunity beckons. Who among you is that blade for hire?
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most Dread Evis are aggressive.
How do you want to sell?
Eventually, yeah. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. Bring me that beast's skin.
All right.
Of course you will. Leave Tabor through the east gate. I eagerly await your safe...
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
To Canva, then.
We'll talk about this later.
Cyril, see. You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
The free cities under siege?
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
You're on my side, Total. Too slow. Shouldn't have messed with the leader of the pack, eh, boy?
Yeah!
Enough of you, are there? All right. Straight home now. Looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
I'm hurt, Toggle. To me, boy.
Farewell. Here's your hide, as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it. Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast with nary a scratch. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as the merchant kings of Zemeckis.
I don't plan on making a habit of this. I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meet, do not allow me to keep you from being about your business.